Hello, my name is Alessandro Manzella, and today I will be reading you a speech on communications in a global pandemic. We'll be approaching the challenges as a college student facing time management issues with their work schedule and school schedule. Is it me, or has time gone by faster than it normally feels? It's been about a year since the announcement of a global pandemic. I feel like just yesterday I was able to walk into a movie theater or eat at a hometown buffet. Over the past several months, I spent the duration of my education entirely online, along with the mass amount of time I've spent in quarantine, mostly on TikTok. It's like we have our own social bubbles now that take place entirely online. I've made few social exceptions with people, whether at work or accepting the few I consider in my bubble for social interactions. Other than that, it's made social life feel secluded from the rest of the world due to the current circumstances. Some have even gone crazy and snapped against the guidelines we must follow. So now, a year into this pandemic, there have been changes that might affect our life as we know it permanently. Since the introduction of the computer, our world has become digitized over time. And sincerely, this pandemic has nearly virtualized everything that I know of. Everything, including the precious social interactions. I have found the majority of my time speaking to others has been over the phone, FaceTime, Zoom, I've lost a lot of that social interaction. And I've been both employed and a student since the past year's worth of the pandemic beforehand. Yet I found myself more committed to my work both online and at my job as a valet at the Dream Inn Hotel. Thus, I will be covering the opportunities I've been able to take advantage of among the recent pandemic doubts. With the amount of time I've spent at home alone in the pandemic, I've been able to reflect on the importance of my education more than I have ever before. As before, I was a student attending college with a lack of direction and encouragement to pursue an education. I have found light in my work as the sense of direction has grown over the past several months. My fall semester began with encouraging thought to take more classes than I have before, which was 4. Now keep in mind this was last semester, 2020. I'm not entirely sure if it was my girlfriend getting into multiple 4-year colleges, or the amount of time I had on my hands to take college on a severe approach. But something sparked my interest, and specifically that was journalism. The idea that my grandfather was a thriving Italian journalist more than 50 years ago, who had the opportunity to travel almost entirely throughout his career, interested me. It wasn't easy coming to this decision, as before I was between the lines of becoming a criminal justice major or an EMT paramedic, along the lines of becoming a firefighter. The class exceeded my expectations, as I had both fallen in love with my writing and the class, journalism alone. My professor, Mrs. Goodman, was one to remember, as she both encouraged and offered me opportunities to excel in my hand and dig deep into my thoughts on topics that I had to write about. Now, my work life had become a bit different. As the pandemic had shut my employment down twice at the hotel, I was able to continue working with my father, running the family business part-time. My work schedule had become lesser during the shutdown times in Santa Cruz County, and I was fortunate enough to continue working. On top of that, I found myself with a lot more time to focus on my schoolwork. Eventually, I found myself eligible to return to my job at the Dream Inn. With the return, I had to balance school against my work time. The benefit of returning, I found myself a lot more enthused with my job, as the reduced pace job had become easier, and getting to see my old coworkers, you start to miss them, It felt good to see them again. By the end of the semester, I finished with a solid GPA, a steady paced work at my job schedule, and happiness in my life. Life is full of challenges that really tested me with ups and downs. I've stayed driven to my success and remained determined to finish successfully. I know that if I take the determined path in life, the sky's the limit. So even if you feel like anything is impossible, know that it can be possible if you give it your all. We all might share the similar challenge with time management, but completion comes with determination. Make the best of the situation, no matter a pandemic. I'd like to thank my professor, Ms. Suter, for helping me through this and encouraging me to finish. Thank you.